The podcasting world is crazy. Okay, so, we do things on here based on whatever, some topics that may trend or something that's going on, and then we weigh in on it. I think everybody does that, right? Like, that's the business that we're in. And I want to say last football season, Andrew Schulz had those two guys on. I forget where they were from or what their show was called. And, they spoke about black women and they called them aggressive and said, you got to learn self-defense, whatever it was. And those guys laughed. And I gave my opinion on it. And recently, Shannon Sharp had Andrew on Shay Shay and he spoke about it. And then he spoke about it with Charlemagne as well. Freddie T, when something spins back around like this and it's now become a thing again, what does it say sort of about like the power of this platform?
Obviously our platform is dope and we know what it, stands for. But I think it goes back to the person too. Down in the South, people, my grandmother, your people said to a hit dog will holler. And a lot of times big dogs ain't messing with puppies. If you were somebody small, he wasn't gonna even think twice about mentioning it again. But this was an opportunity for him in that moment on a huge platform, as big as Club Shay Shay. It was an opportunity for him. Mm-hmm. It was an opportunity for the producers of the show as well to sort of find something or angle that can bring more traction and viewership to that interview. And I think what you said about Schulz was warranted. I don't think you said anything out of pocket. You certainly didn't extend any type of light on the N-word. Per se. It was more of a protection of black women. Mm-hmm. It was more of more of recognizing that you have two guys from other country on an interview with a white guy and not necessarily coming to the defense of black women. So I think it was all kind of out of pocket. Schulz was wrong in that sense. He was trying to clean you up on your outfits. But I know you don't worry about that. You're going to do that. You're going to do you anyway. But nah, man, if you weren't who you were, you weren't going to even mention it again.
And that's the thing. I love that. I heard a hit dog holler. I use that all the time, but big dogs don't play with puppies. That's another thing.
For real.
And Schulz is funny as hell, comedian. I love comedy. Schulz is funny. And for him to recognize the level that you're on, he has to speak on you if you speak on him. Mm-hmm. And that's what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's not a puppy, it's a big dog, and now a big dog talked about me.
Right.
So it's two big dogs now have to converse about this thing. The first one with the black women, I think it was all in jest. And he was trying to be funny, and he even said that on with Shay Shay. Mm-hmm. He said he was like, jokes get taken out of context, and it's too big. You can't deal with a black woman. There's a lot of black men, there's a lot of white men, there's a lot of Arabic men, Chinese men, Japanese men. They can't deal with black women. We all have black wives. Mm-hmm. We know how to deal with black women. And I would say that to Schulz. If he comes on, please come on. I know we're talking about it. Jump on the show, bro. We would love to have a conversation with you. Yeah. But to the point about y'all's interaction, I really think it's two big dogs that need to sit down and talk. Yeah. And that's what it is. It's no disrespect. I would say it, you correct me if I'm wrong, RC. I don't think he disrespected you.
I don't either.
And I don't think you disrespected him. I think y'all have a mixed or a differing in opinions. Mm-hmm. And I would love to sit down with both of y'all and talk about it. But that's what real men do. I think that's what our show is.
For sure.
And I think that's what this platform is. To speak about the platform, I've said it for 3 years now. And I don't know if people know we're talking about 3 years. It's lions, male alpha lions sitting in a room together, speaking, and alpha women too. It's 4 alphas sitting in a room together, speaking about life. And that's all I think it is, and I think it's respectful, and I think it has to happen.
Yeah, man. I think what Andrew said to Shannon and what he said to Charlemagne was all fair game, right? If I'm going to speak on something that he did, then now I'm putting myself in a place to be spoken about. Mm-hmm. I have no problem with that. I didn't find what he said disrespectful, even in cases of disagreeing, right? I also think it's cute that I'm in their group chat in my suits and he don't follow me. Like, that mean I'm clean. Yeah, like I ain't tripping. Yeah,
the
I ain't
brooch
tripping.
though, they give you hell about the brooch.
Yeah, I ain't tripping on that. The thing about what Andrew said, though, that I disagree with was that I was speaking on what he did to gain clout. No one in the world defends black women to gain clout. Most of the time, the people defending black women are black women. What people do most times is what Andrew did. What people do most times is what the two young podcasters did. They laugh and they make jokes and they disrespect. And I get for Andrew, he said it was said in jest, and that's fine. That's why what I said, he made it a 10-minute soliloquy when he talked to Charlamagne. It was 5 minutes. 20 seconds was about Andrew Schulz. The beginning, to set up what I was going to say, was here's what Andrew Schulz says. Now let me give you my experience. See, my issue is he has an issue with me talking about what he said when it's cool to make jokes. It's cool to make them the butt of those jokes, but it's not cool for me to share my good experiences with black women. It's not cool for me to give you the historic view of what black women have done in support of black men. To me, make that make sense. Why is it corny for me to now respond to this in defense of black women when I'm getting sent your clip with people asking me, what do you think about this? When I'm walking around my house every day looking at black women who would give their lives for me. When I was raised by one that would give their life for me. That's not corny. That's not clout chasing. I'm not looking for friends. I'm not looking for people to push me up on a pedestal. And clearly, if you still are responding about what I said, I don't need no clout either, right? Because I'm in a space where y'all can already hear me. And so to me, I don't think that it was what he made it out to be. And the larger problem I had was he claimed and I talked to Shannon on the phone, and I put it on a comment. He claimed that I said he would say the N-word, and that's not true. He told me I should have been speaking about those brothers, and I was, because I said it's brothers like that that allow people to be comfortable enough to make excuses as to why they disrespect black people and black women. And by the time I got to the end of it, because I went back and rewatched it, I wanted it to be very clear that these are my experiences and the experience of others, even though yours may be different. We've since texted, and I think we will have an opportunity to have this conversation both publicly and privately. I don't have an issue with Andrew Schulz. I actually watched his comedy special, and I texted him once I got his number because he shared his journey with his non-black wife to being able to conceive and birth and have her birth a child. And I thought it was beautiful. I think all of us have an opportunity to be able to come together and have these conversations and be better for it. But the same way that he sat and he cried on that stage about this woman that he's married to and the child that he was able to have is the same way that so many men in the world who are married to black women or who've had opportunities to raise children with black women see them as well. And I think it should be fair that if you can joke about it, we get to challenge your joke with real life experiences. So hopefully we all get to have that conversation and that the facts won't be skewed this time.
Don't let no white comedian talk about black women. That's law. K-Dot. Yeah.